Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'd love if you'd hit that subscribe button down below to be a part of my YouTube family. I hope that you enjoy these What's for Dinner videos. Don't forget to leave a like or a comment down below with any suggestions that you'd like to give me. Now let's get started. For this first meal, we're just having some ground turkey tacos. Y'all, let me tell you, I can eat any kind of tacos every day of the week. Does anyone else feel me on that? For the Spanish rice, you're gonna go and heat your pan to a medium-high heat and add 3 tablespoons of canola oil. Once your oil is hot, you're gonna add in 1.5 cups of white rice. Go ahead and stir in your white rice to the oil and get it nice and coated. Now you're just gonna spread your rice out and stir it to evenly brown it. Once your rice is a nice golden brown color, you're gonna go ahead and add in about 1 small to medium yellow onion. Then you will just saute the onion until it's translucent in color. I keep stirring my rice because you do not want it to burn. Now I'm just adding in about 1/2 teaspoon each of cumin and garlic powder. I feel like toasting those seasonings in with the rice makes the flavor come out better. Next, you will add in an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. Just stir your rice in this tomato sauce until it is all coated with the sauce. For the next step, you can add in either 3 cups of chicken broth or 3 cups of water mixed with bouillon. Here I am using 3 bouillon cubes that I dissolved in 2 cups of hot water. My 3rd cup of liquid, I'm going to fill up the tomato sauce can to get any remainder of the sauce out. Since I'm using bouillon cubes, I'm just giving that a good stir to make sure that the bouillon is incorporated and dissolved well. Just go ahead and bring that to a boil and place your lid on your pan and then reduce your heat to low. Cook the rice for 25 minutes, making sure not to lift the lid. While the rice cooks, I'm just prepping some of my toppings for the tacos. We like diced up tomatoes and shredded up lettuce. So here I'm just gonna go ahead and shred that up. Now I'm heating up enough oil to fry the taco shells in a skillet on medium-high heat. And then once that oil is nice and hot, I'm going to place the corn tortilla in the oil for just a few seconds and then flip while it's still pliable. If it gets too crunchy before you fold the tortilla, it's gonna break. I just make a taco fold and crisp up 1/2 and then flip to the other side and repeat until all my shells are crunchy enough for our liking. You can always use pre-made taco shells or lettuce wraps, whatever your family likes. Once your rice is done, just go ahead and remove that from the burner and let it rest for about 10 minutes, making sure not to lift the lid during the process. Now I'm just taking about 1 pound of ground turkey. You can use ground beef as well. And then I'm going to use my meat chopping tool and just go ahead and break that up and let it brown. While the meat finishes cooking, I'm just going ahead and finishing up making some of my taco shells. Now I'm just seasoning the meat with some taco seasoning. I choose not to drain my meat, so I just add a little water if it's needed to dissolve the taco seasoning. If you're draining it, then just go ahead and add the amount of water that your taco seasoning calls for and mix it all together. Once your rice has rested for about 10 minutes, go ahead and remove the lid from the pan and give that a stir to incorporate some of the onions and sauce that have come to the surface of the rice. Here are some of the toppings that we like to use on our tacos. I am all about sour cream and extra cheese. Let me tell y'all, you will not regret having these tacos in your life. I seriously regret not getting a clip of me biting into these super crunchy tacos. For this night's dinner, we are having barbecue chicken thighs, air-fried potatoes, and a side salad. You are going to start off by making your marinade for the chicken. You can marinate from 1 to 24 hours, and I did it for about 12 hours. I'm making my marinade in a storage bag because the less to clean up the better, and I know all of y'all can understand exactly where I'm coming from on that one. I'm just placing my bag over a measuring cup to hold my bag open while I place the ingredients inside. For the marinade, I'm combining 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon paprika, 1/4 teaspoon onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, and 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and then 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now I'm just going to go ahead and give that a quick stir to combine all the ingredients. Here I'm just trimming some of the fat off of around 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Then I'm going to add the chicken to my bag with the marinade. Close that and give it a good mix, making sure to coat all of your pieces of chicken with the marinade. Then just stick that in your refrigerator for the amount of time that you have to marinate, anywhere from 1 to 24 hours. For the chicken, I went ahead and preheated my oven to 400 degrees. I lined my baking sheet with aluminum foil to make for easier cleanup. Then I'm just arranging my chicken on the pan, and I'm going to stick that in the oven for about 20 minutes. Y'all, I'm begging you not to mind my dirty oven. I know it can use some serious love. For the roasted potatoes, I am using my air fryer, so I just preheated that to 400 degrees while I prep my potatoes. If you are making these in the oven, I will put some info in the description box below on the time and temperatures. I'm starting off with around 1.5 pounds of small potatoes that are rinsed. I am just trimming any spots off that don't look the best, and I am just having the smaller ones and cutting the slightly larger potatoes into quarters. I am not using any specific measurements to season these potatoes. You can use whatever seasonings you like. I am just pouring a little bit of oil to coat them and to help the seasoning stick to them. Then I'm adding some pink Himalayan salt, Italian seasoning, some onion powder, paprika, garlic powder, and some fresh ground pepper. Then I'm just mixing that all together to coat all the potatoes, and I'm going to stick that in my air fryer basket. These are going to cook for around 15 minutes. Once your chicken has cooked for around 20 minutes or until you have an internal temperature of at least 165 degrees, then I just went ahead and pulled them out to coat them with some more barbecue sauce. I gave them a quick flip to coat the bottom and then the top with sauce, and then I'm just going to stick them back in the oven on broil for just like 5 minutes. Here I'm just making a quick romaine and cherry tomato salad to go with dinner. I'm just adding some crumbled feta cheese to my salad and my 2 absolute favorite salad dressings. I'm just going to mix those both together on it. Y'all, just look at this yummy goodness. I promise you, you will not regret making this meal. On this night for dinner, I wanted something super simple that I could cook all at once. I'm also trying to incorporate more vegetables in our meals, so I used my air fryer to make these bratwurst and veggies. I had some zucchinis and cherry tomatoes that I needed to use up, so here I'm just going to clean those up and cut them up into bite-sized pieces. Here I'm just adding in some oil to the veggies, and then I'm gonna put some pink Himalayan salt, some cracked black pepper, lots of Italian seasoning, some garlic powder, and some of this McCormick Grill Mates roasted garlic herb seasoning. Then I'm just going to go ahead and give that a mix all together. Now I'm just going to go ahead and preheat my air fryer to 385 degrees. I'm going to be using these Hillshire Farms smoked bratwursts. I just placed them in my air fryer basket and then added the vegetables. I made a mistake in thinking I could fit all of it in the basket, so I used a second pan for the rest of them. I also decided to move the tomatoes to that solid baking sheet to help with containing any juices from them. Now I'm just placing those trays in the air fryer. I didn't get the clip, but I actually moved that solid black sheet pan down one slot. While those are cooking, I decided to make some quick sauteed onions. I just heated up a little bit of oil in a frying pan on medium heat. You can also use butter. Then I'm just going to slice up some onion and separate the rings. Then just go ahead and place those in the pan, and I added a little bit of sugar to caramelize them. Here's what those bratwursts and vegetables look like. I'm glad I moved those tomatoes to a solid pan because they did put out a lot of juice. And then I'm just using these buns from Sam's Club, and this is the finished product. It was so good. We went ahead and put spicy mustard on mine and regular mustard and some feta on top of my vegetables. I really hope you enjoyed this What's for Dinner video. Please leave a like or a comment down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I hope you all have an amazing week. Thanks for watching.